Hello viewers, you're welcome to our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can click the subscription button down below the description of this video. I bet you want to do that. If you want to be receiving weekly video, you want to be receiving weekly notification each time we post a video on our YouTube channel, you have to click on the subscription button. Do that right now before we go into the video. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the keep filter function of this analysis. In this video, I'm going to tell you what the function is, when to use the function, and how to use the keep filter function. Okay, first and foremost, I have my data sets here. Now, in this particular data set, I want to calculate. Let me go to new measure. I want to calculate the sales that is made for a particular product. Let me go to new measure. So I right click on that. I go to new measure, and the product I want to calculate the sales for is component. So let's say component sales. Now, this particular company deals with a lot of categories of products, and I'm only interested to know the sales for a particular category of the products of this particular business. And the category of the product I'm interested is the component. What amount of money does the company or does the business generate through the sales of components? So I type on that. I'm going to use what function I'm going to use. Last week we talked about the calculate function and the calculate table function. In this particular case, now since the category table is located in one table known as the product table, and the sales for that particular category, the sales for the product is located in another table known as the sales table, I'm going to use the calculate function of this analysis. I'm going to use this calculate function of this analysis. I'm not going to use the calculate table function. I can only use the calculate table function if and only if I have the two in the same table. For instance, I have the category of the product for this particular business and the sales in one table. I can use the calculate table function. But in this particular case, the two are located in two different tables. I can only use the calculate function. Now you see the calculate table function. The first argument is the table. Now, if the sales is located in this particular sales table, that's the sales amount, and the product is located here. Now, and this is asking me table. It needs to know the table I want to make my calculation from. So I have to specify which table. So now, which of the table will I specify? Should I specify the product table? Will I specify the sales table? So in such kind of scenario, even DAX will be confused because I can't use either. I can't use either of them. So in this particular case, we have to use the calculate function. So let's go to the calculate function. And you can see the calculate function also has two arguments. The first argument is the expression. As I said last week, that the expression could either be a function or it could be a measure, but it could be an expression. It could be a function, it could be a measure, but it should not be a table name, it should not be a column name, because we're asked for an expression. So in this particular case, I will need the sum, and I'm interested in the sales table. So I type the sales and what sales amount. So I've done that. I type a bracket close. Now you can see that bracket is for this development. I type a bracket close. I press the bracket close. You can see this analysis. Power BI highlighted that. So the next thing is type a comma. Then is a filter. I want a filter. I'm interested to know the category that is component. Now the category that is component, this column is located in the product table. So the first thing I need to do is to type the products, then the category equals to component. I'm interested in the component. Be careful with the spellings. Ensure that you get the right spellings. I type a bracket close. The next thing you need to do, you can see when I type a bracket close, Power BI also highlighted it as to know and there is no underlying red lines. That the zigzag red lines to tell you that all what we've done is perfect. Now you can see Power BI does that. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I want to drag and drop this. Now this is a category. These are the various category of product that is being sold by this particular business. You can see the category of this product there. Let me quickly go to the values. Now you can now see that bright bold. Yeah, no, now those are the various category of products sold by this particular business. Now let's see the sales, the amount of sales that is generated for each of these products. Now you can see the amount of sales that is generated. Okay, let me bring in the one I just did. This is the one I calculated. Where is it? In a product table. Now you can see I place it here also. Now you can see that the value for component is 11,799,000 and 799,076 naira, 799,076.666 cover. So 11,799,000 and 11,799 and 76,000 naira and 66 cover. Now you can see that the value we got here. This is an implicit measure. Now you can see Power BI give me this. So what can I do? I don't want. You can see the value for this is not correct. The value for this is not correct. Why? Because when we calculate use the calculate function, the calculate function is a scalar. It gives a scalar value. It gives only a single value. So that is why Power BI is repeating the value for all the old cells for the old category. So in this type of scenario, what can I do? I can now use the Keepfilter function. Now Keepfilter function, I type a bracket open. Okay, already got in the bracket there. Then I type another bracket. You can see when I type the second bracket, Power BI does that, and I hit the enter button. Now before I do that, let me delete that. I don't want to do that there. Let me simply like this. Let me copy it and let me go to new measure. Okay, let's get a new measure. Click on the new measure button. Paste it there. And in this particular case, I'm going to use it as the Keepfilter function. Keepfilter. Now to differentiate with the other one. So I'm going to type the Keepfilter function. Okay. Then I type a bracket close and I hit the enter button. Well, the moment I do that, you can see what I'm going to get. This is the one we just did. Let me place it here. Now you can see what Power BI does. Now you can see that the value for that particular category, for that is component, Power BI only gives me the Y for this. Why? Because I've already put an instruction, I already put a command that Power BI or this query should only keep the function for this particular value. In other words, in this particular column known as the category column, the Power BI should keep the filter for that particular column, but the filter should only be kept for the category known as what component. So when Power BI begin to process the result, when it comes to accessory category, as long as the accessory category is not part of component, doesn't fall into the component category, Power BI is going to bypass it. When it comes to bike, it's going to bypass it because it's not component. When it comes to clothing, it's going to bypass it. Then when it now comes to component, it's going to keep that filter. As it keeps that filter, it keeps processing the data, Whenever it come across component, it add it to the first one, the previous component. It keep doing that and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding. So that's how to use the Keepfilter function in Power BI. If you love those videos, click on the subscription button below if you want to be getting a weekly update or a weekly notification each time we post a video.